Okay, perfect. Well, game week. We're excited. I had a good weekend and a great victory against well motivated Arizona team, and had to take a double overtime game. But I thought it was good for our team, good for the program, and celebrated that, had fun, and now our focus is on to our next opponent, which is our rival. And this is a rivalry week, homecoming. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we're excited about the matchup, and uh, obviously there's a lot of connections between BYU and Utah, and so that'll be another fun part of it. But that's no different than what you see in a household here in the state, and that there'll be people cheering for their team, and that's what makes the rivalry so much fun. It makes it, like I said before, I've said this last year, that it makes a lot of sense. When the Big 12 together, it just makes sense that we should be in the same conference, and we should do this every year. So I'm excited about the matchup. Uh, watching Utah on film, really talented team with so many different weapons, and that's in all three phases. They can well coached, and when you know you're going up against Kyle Whittingham and his staff, the players are going to be well coached. They'll be tough and they'll be physical. So it's going to be a great matchup, and we're looking forward to the challenge this weekend. It's taking our best focus and it has every bit of our attention. So we're excited about the prep that we can do today, and recognize the talent that they have there, and have a lot of respect for the program and their fans, and my personal connection to them. And we have a lot of that here, and they have a lot of that there. So it'll make it really, really fun, and I'm excited to see these guys play on the field in LaVell Edwards Stadium. It's good to have the game at home this year, and I'm looking forward to it, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So what questions do you guys have for me?
Kalani, you've talked a bit about this in the past, considering how much of a mentor Kyle Whittingham has been to you in your coaching career. Um, in what ways specifically is he kind of influenced your development as a coach and your coaching philosophy?
Yeah, in so many ways. I worked 10 years with him. Learned a lot from him, and watched him grow in the industry and in his position. I watched him and saw the transition that he made from going to a coordinator to a head coach, and then how he handled going into the from the Mountain West to the Pac-12. And I had a front row seat to all of it. And so, there's a lot of things that he has helped me with as a coach in the profession, and I know that he's had a huge impact in our on our staff too, with a bunch of guys that are here coaching. So, I'll always have a lot of love and admiration for Kyle. I mentioned he's a mentor of mine, but it's also the connection I've had to that university, and I was there for a decade, so was able to make some unbelievable friends that I consider family, and meet some wonderful people, and so that's what makes it fun, and hopefully as we go through it, and people can understand where I come from and why I have so much respect for them, and I think our fans here understand that. And so there'll always be a connection there, and I'm glad that other people are experiencing it themselves. I mean, there's coaches that are there that I'm close to, and that I consider close family, and so it's a lot of fun, man. This is how it works. I mean, that's I have a niece that's in their color guard that performs there, and I have a lot of family that have graduated from there. So, and I'm no different than a lot of people in the state, and so it's going to be a fun rivalry game, and we're looking forward to the matchup. But yeah, there's a lot of things that Kyle's helped me with, and that I value from him as a mentor, and then even connections to Coach McBride and others that have been there. So it's been really cool for me.
Yeah, Kalani, two-part question. Aaron Roderick has done quite a job with Bear, with the kind of the situation he's been thrown into. How would you just describe how well Aaron has done with Bear? And then also, when you hired Aaron to come on the staff, he obviously has the Utah ties like you. Does this game, because of that, have any more significance for A-Rod?
What was the first question? Was
About Bear and
how's
how
he done?
A-Rod
Oh
has
yeah,
brought him
yeah.
along.
I trust A-Rod, and I think one of the most difficult positions in BYU football is to be the OC. It comes with a lot of criticism and but I don't know if it comes with enough praise. And so the things that A-Rod has been able to do, when everybody was so concerned about a true freshman leading our team, I think everyone should give him a lot of credit for what he's been able to get done with Bear, and Bear himself deserves that too. And but with all that said and done, man, I want to keep him humble. Our goal is to stay humble and stay hungry, and in order to do that, you have to keep working and have to keep trying to get better. So there's a lot of room for improvement, and that's for all of us, not just Bear himself, but also for A-Rod, myself as a head coach, and Jay Hill as the D coordinator, K-Pop as the special teams coordinator. All that goes around, and then looking at the rivalry week, it is what it is. I mean, it usually comes at the end of the year. We're all used to that, but this is a fun game, and so the fact that there's connections and that we're familiar with them and they're familiar with us, it just makes it even more fun. I don't know if the attention's any different, because I think we're all professionals. I think you look at their side, they're going to do the same thing. When it's all said and done, the guys on the field are the ones that make the plays, and so we all become fans when they're out there playing the game 11 on 11. So I like to think that we're all professional about it. It's not like we're sinking everything we got into this one. That's what we do all the time as professionals in our jobs. And this week, just like every other week, but we know the implications and the attention that comes to this game.
Hey, Kalani, back in the Mountain West days, obviously you were at Utah. A lot of people were calling for this rivalry to be tempered down a little bit, especially with the fan base. It was getting a little crazy. And then the game, went away, and you guys are in different conferences. Now that you're back in the same conference, do you see this intensity ramping back up like it was back when you were at Utah in the Mountain West days?
I mean, I think the competition has always been there, and the intensity can be there. There's nothing wrong with the intensity being there. I just, me personally, I would like to see it be like with tons of respect. You know, whether we want to admit it or not, we actually need each other. This is a great rivalry when we have each other on the schedule, and regardless of the outcome this weekend, I mean, there's a lot of different things that can happen that we'll probably need each other's help. And so I don't think I've said it before that wishing bad things on others is not good for the soul. And I'm not trying to tell fans how to do it, but it's got to be a lot more fun when you can actually have and talk about the respect that you have for each other, and that there is connection from both sides. I mean, you just look at the coaching staff and on both sides, you see the impact on both schools have on each other. I mean, that's just the type of rivalry that it is. And now the transfer portal, there's players that we have here that were there, and there's players that we had that they had there that are here now. So, and honestly, I have a lot of love and respect for everyone that's involved. And so, it's an honor for me to be the coach here and to be part of this game. And I think it'd be a lot more fun if we can have just value and there's. You could be a fan, and I'm just telling you, it's just so much more fun. Be a fan cheering for your team rather than cheering against the others. That's how I view it. But fans gonna do however they want. I'm just telling them, just try it, man. It's a lot of fun when you cheer your team on, and you show a lot of respect for the opposing team. It's a different way to do it, and it's a lot more fun and enjoyable.
And then I wanted to ask you quickly just about Devin Dampier. I mean, he is fully healthy again. This is a guy that can beat you with his legs and his arm. What do you see from him? How special of a quarterback is he?
Yeah, super talented, and he's tough, man. He has great vision, and that's in the passing game and in the running game. He's an efficient player. So when you look at his stats, I mean, he knows where to go with the ball, and he's well coached. I think Jason Beck's done a great job tutoring him, mentoring him, and there's a reason why they brought him, with him. And so I think he looks really comfortable out there, and whatever you need to do, whatever you need him to do, he's willing to do it, and super tough. I think a lot of attention will go to his legs because he can run. But he can throw too, and I like this overall presence on the field. Definitely respect what he does, and he's going to be dangerous. He's got our attention. I know Coach Hill and the rest of the coaches are trying to find ways to try to see if we can disrupt his timing and disrupt everything that he can do positively on the field. But that's easier said than done. He's a really good player. He's tough, and then you complement that with a really talented O-line, very athletic and tough, and then tight ends that can block, receivers that can catch the ball, all that stuff. They got a really good team on offense, and then you already know how I feel about the defense, and defense coordinator with Morgan Scalley is a good friend of mine, and all the coaches that are there that I know really well, Lewis Powell and all them. Those are my guys, But this is when it comes down to it. We're not the ones playing the game. We had our moments already. We're old has-beens or never was, but it's kind of fun to see these young guys get after it. And I'm a little jealous. They're in the Big 12 and they get to do this. We were in the WAC in the Mountain West when we got to do it. And so this is a really cool upgrade for the rivalry game.
Kalani, you talk about the high-profile nature of this game, big noon kickoff coming back to Provo. Does that add anything to you guys and just the feeling around this?
Yeah, I just have to show up in the morning for it. That's the only thing that adds to me. It just messes up my hair cutting appointment. But other than that, yeah, we've had them here before. I believe they came here last year when we played Arizona, and that was a lot of fun. I mean, it's really cool whenever you can bring attention to our stadium and to our fans here in Provo. It's going to be a lot of fun. I know our fans will represent well and cheer for our team and then respect their opponent as well.
I also wanted to ask you, these are two teams, you guys have run the ball very well on both sides. Is that, in terms of your defensive philosophy, are you aware of what you need to do to slow down a guy like Devin Dampier in their rushing attack?
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody's aware and that they've all tried it. It's easier said than done, and he's super talented. There's a reason why he's one of the most efficient quarterbacks in college football. So, we'll have to figure out a way to slow him down. I don't know if you can stop him, but we're going to try our best, But super talented kid, man, and I like his presence. I like his leadership. You could tell that they respond really well to him and him being on the field. So, but this is a complete team. They have, they're ranked for a reason, and they have, all three phases are rolling. So it's going to be a great matchup. I'm excited about it.
Kalani, how much education or insight about this game do you give to guys like Bear and other individuals who are new to this rivalry?
I don't think I have to have anything special for them. I mean, they know the importance of the game, but I think Bear knows enough. He knows enough that he keeps playing at a high level. That's all we need him to do. And part of his progress and his growth is that he learns things week to week. So this would be another cool experience for him. I'm excited that we get to be at home, being on the road last week, and it's going to be exciting that we get to have this game and this type of this type of rivalry alive and well. So it'll be fun.
When you guys got Keanu Tanavasa out of the transfer portal, were you surprised at maybe just the reaction that caused in the rivalry, whether on social media and among fans, and just how do you feel like Keanu's transition being at BYU?
Was I surprised? I mean, I think fans are gonna react however they want. Just hope that they respect the fact that it's a personal decision for these young men. I mean, there's players up at the U that played for me here, and I love what they did for us in the program and their presence when they were here playing. It was an honor for me to be their coach, and I'm proud of them. I'll always cheer for their success as they move on, but just not this weekend. But they can understand that, But I think I hope that everybody can understand that those are the rules and with the transfer portal, and it doesn't have to be anything so negative. I think you want these young men to be happy and be where they feel like they belong, and it goes both ways. We've lost players in the portal and gained some, and I feel like the players that we've gained have been a perfect fit for what we want here.
Next question from Kyle Ireland.
Kalani, the last two games, you guys have been on the wrong side of the turnover situation, but you've come out with victories. In the rivalry game, it seems like those mistakes have kind of been amplified over the years. How do you go about correcting those mistakes and focusing on not letting the emotions of the rivalry game play into the turnover situation this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's every week we want to get better and we want to correct the mistakes. I think that goes with us just teaching. I know one thing, experience is a teacher. So turning the ball over and then having to respond after turning the ball over and having a fumble, those things that they can be the best education that you can have, and that's and us being able to kind of look at it and show the importance of it. But at the same time, I want our guys to play aggressive and just kind of have at it. Mistakes do happen. It's how you respond to them that gets you where you're at. And obviously, we had some mistakes this last weekend. I love the guys' response and the belief that they had that they could still win the game. And we may need to do that, in games week to week. But I think it will make things a lot easier for us if we can gain turnovers and minimize hours on our end.
Coach, I know we have to wait till Wednesday, but do you expect Jack Kelly to be available?
Yeah, I mean he's practicing, so we'll wait till Wednesday. So I mean, I think there's a reason why we held him out last week.
And then the last time Utah came to Provo in 2021, it broke that long losing streak to them. And I don't think we've seen you as emotional on the sideline after that win as you were. How important was that victory? And obviously you won last year, but to end that streak on at Lavelle Edwards Stadium, how important was that?
Yeah, I mean, last in 2021, honestly, I didn't mean to get that emotional because it was still tons. It was out of respect to of the people in the stands. I honestly looked up in the stands and I saw grown men crying because of the win, and so I just was so happy for the fans, and maybe I let my emotions get the best of me a little bit. I became a fan real quick at that moment, and I need to get control of myself. I mean, it is true though. Before I played for Lavelle as a football player here at BYU, and before I became the head coach, I was always a BYU fan from the beginning, even cheering on the players like Kyle Whittingham when he played for the Y. So that's always going to be in me. I just try to make sure that doesn't show as much as my responsibilities and my demeanor needs to be as a head coach.
Yeah, Kalani, as you look forward to this game, you've already mentioned Morgan Scalley's defense. Is there anything between your defense and his that is different? Because you guys come from the same tree in terms of the coaching tree, but are there key differences you see in the two, if that makes sense?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of similarities, but there are differences because they have different players than we do, and the one thing I do know about Morgan Scalley and Kyle Whittingham is that they basically pattern the defense off the skill that they have on their team, and that's what we try to do too. So the differences you're gonna see is who we have and what we're trying to highlight, and the same thing goes for them, where they can take chances and take some risks. I mean, we all kind of grew up in the same tree, like you said, so we all cut our teeth the same way. It's just a matter of seeing what our differences will be, and if that actually becomes a competitive advantage for each one of us. So that's what makes it a lot of fun, man. It's gonna be a great game. I'm looking forward to it, and but I'm looking forward to the preparation that we get to have today and this week because I think it's going to make our team even better.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate it, guys. Go Cougs.